Hey guys, welcome back to The Awakening Artist. My name is Dana, and today I'm going to be talking about why taking leaps of faith is important as an artist. And I'm going to be sharing some of my personal experiences of taking these leaps of faith, of falling on my face, and ultimately of coming out the other side to hopefully inspire you to be a little bit more courageous with your creative practice. So stick around to the end of the video and let's get into it. First, let's talk about what it means to take a leap of faith. Okay, so taking a leap of faith means jumping into something that you feel is maybe exciting and scary and something that you feel like, I don't know if I'm totally ready for this, but I'm gonna follow my heart and my intuition and I'm gonna take that leap. So I just want to share with you guys a couple of the leaps of faith I've taken along my creative and artistic journey and ultimately why it all paid off. So the first major leap of faith that I took in my journey was the decision to drop out of art school. Okay, so I had been in art school and other kinds of schools for the equivalent of 4 years, but with transfer credits and all this stuff. I had technically been in the art school that I was in for 2 years. And there were a lot of really awesome experiences in that, but ultimately the school that I was at ended up closing down for budgeting issues. But at that time, I was feeling like, okay, I want to go to a more challenging program anyway. So I went down to this school down in Laguna Beach, the Laguna College of Art and Design, and I was in this intense program and I was like doing all of the things right that I felt like I needed to do to be a successful artist. But I started to notice like it felt like it was killing my soul and it was killing my creativity, and I was seeing this fine art track that I was on in my life, like this trajectory that I was on of like getting my BFA and then getting my MFA and working to just get my art noticed by critics and galleries and selling to elite private buyers and like having my art be this really like putting so much pressure on my creativity. And ultimately I just saw like this isn't what I want. Like I want to protect my artwork and my channeling and have it remain as a pure and open and beautiful channel. And I don't want to put that kind of pressure on my work. And I want to build my business for myself. And I don't think I need to solely rely on, the trajectory that the art world has placed for me. So I took a leap of faith. My professors and my family and everyone thought I was fucking up my life and that I was crazy, but I dropped out of school and I moved to a small desert town to start my own business. I moved to Sedona, Arizona with my partner at the time. And it was a huge leap of faith. I dealt with the most like soul-wrenching feelings of I am fucking up my life. Like everyone's telling me, like I had a professor tell me, you're so talented, you're throwing away your golden ticket. Like basically everyone was telling me, you're messing up your life, you're gonna fail. But I had this deep feeling in my heart of, I know I don't need to rely on an institution or someone to give me a piece of paper at the end of 4 years to tell me I'm now worthy to be an artist. I connected with this feeling and this trust within myself that I know at the end of the day, it's just about this channeling that I'm tapping into and the love that I have for my craft. And I know that I'm determined enough, I can figure it out. So I moved to Sedona, I got a job. I was working at this crystal store and it was actually pretty fun, but I was working at this job and I was just kind of covering my foundations, which I talk about in another video of when to take that leap into being full-time and the importance of keeping your foundations in check while you're doing that. So I'll drop a link to that video below. But I took this leap and I was like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing. All I know is now I'm kind of on my own. I'm just here channeling and painting and I'm gonna figure it out. So after taking that leap, then, and I'm working this job at the same time, then I decided, all right, it's time. I'm going to invest and I'm going to learn how to build my own business for myself. So I was taking different courses and I was taking programs and I was reading books and I was in this grind phase where I was determined to figure out what I needed to do to become a full-time artist. although I had a smaller following and it wasn't growing quickly. And I didn't want to wait around until I was, giving myself permission and I have this giant, massive following of 50,000 people. And okay, then I can make this transition into full time. I was like, how can I leverage my abilities and my passions to just offer something of value and be in my studio full time doing what I love and like eventually make that shift. And so I just kept painting and I kept learning and I didn't really know what I was doing. But then I found this passion for channeling and painting beings and guides. And it occurred to me to offer this process of painting channeled guides for people, channeled spirit guide paintings, channeled higher self paintings, where I would walk people through a meditation to help them meet and get to know their guides. And then we would be in this meditation process together. We would call in the guide. We would see and recognize the certain characteristics of this guide. And then I would come out of the meditation, I'd make some notes, and then I would paint that guide for people. And so I was able to design this offering in a way where I was able to do higher ticket offerings. Like first I was charging like $1,200 and then it went up to each painting was over $2,000. And I did it in a way where I was giving people payment plans. I was taking on a certain amount of clients in a 5-month period. And I was basically like designing this like commission business, sort of like a coaching program. And I was surrounded by coaches at that time. All of my friends, my partner at the time, were all like coaches doing programs. And so I kind of hybridized that process and applied it in a way that was going to work for me. And so, at a certain point, then I was working this job and I was like building up the foundations and just doing what I needed to do to pay my rent and to get by. And at the same time, I was working my ass off to build up this commission business and to lock in these clients and to be, working and painting and building the business at the same time. And eventually what started to happen was that, building this business started to, the interest in my work and the demand for my work started to increase. And I had launched like the sales page for my work. I had done a couple of paintings to show as like a demo by that point. And I had marketed in a very niched way to, my audience was like under 1,500 people at that point, but that doesn't matter. It's like quality over quantity. I found this like gold offering that I could share with people. And I just made the process simple and easy for people to hire me for this process. And so eventually what started to happen was I built up the demand for my commission business to the point where it was basically the money that I was going to be making from my own business was going to cancel out the money that I was making to support my foundations at the job I was working. I was able to let go of the job, focus on these paintings full time. And then what started to happen was that the demand and the interest for my work started to grow. I started to be able to raise and increase my prices. I started to be able to save money, to invest back into my business, to collaborate and build other businesses, to start helping other artists learn how to do what I was able to do, and focus back into my original artwork and my new series that I'm working on now. And so taking those leaps of faith ultimately paid off. And the aspects of falling on my face really happened like right after I left school. And I was like so excited to just start building my own business. And I still was living in Orange County at the time and everything is so expensive down there. And I was like, okay, I have all these different ideas and I know like I'm just going to make it happen. So I'm going to quit this job that I'm working. I'm going to jump in full time. And then I'm like, oh shit, now my foundations are struggling and I barely have enough money for food and I'm falling on my face and I need to get back into the job. And it was like, I had to really figure out that flow for a while. But once I really started to prioritize like keeping my foundations in check and also just working really hard at the same time, then I was able to like take these leaps, like dropping out of art school, moving to a desert town, like leaving the job once I had, a demand for my business increasing. And ultimately, those leaps of faith have brought me to where I am today, and I work full-time for myself. And so if you are, so I just want to leave you with this, that being an artist requires a certain amount of courage, hard work, and dedication, and creative problem solving. Okay? So if you find that you are in this process of like, okay, I'm like really scared to take this leap, like take the leap, whatever it is. You're either gonna fall on your face and you're gonna figure it out and you're gonna get a little wiser and a little smarter and it's gonna build some character and you're gonna be okay and you're gonna figure it out. Or it's gonna pay off beyond your wildest dreams and you're gonna just like exponentially grow and explode in your business and your work and your offerings. So I hope this helped to inspire you guys to like just, cultivate a little bit more courage with your creative practice and to maybe make some difficult decisions and take some leaps and like ultimately follow your heart and your intuition. Be sure to subscribe for new weekly creative content, and you guys are badass. I'll see you in the next video.